All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday, March 20th, 2025. Welcome to today's lesson of animation for VRChat World Development Tutorials. Starting next week, we will be doing VODs for this, just so that it's easier for me to make content. I may do a series where I do live VRChat World Development rather than tutorials. Today's objective is we are going to be learning how to do animations for VRChat object, for example, this door, and I'm going to present what we are going to be learning today. Do note that there are two parts to this, the animation and the coding. That's very important to do because we're going our objective is to animate a door. But keep in mind you can animate anything. It doesn't just have to be a door. It just so happens that the door is the easier one. Also note another announcement tonight on Kick. We will be doing Mario. The Kick name is gonna be the same thing as my YouTube name. Okay. Actually, let me do one quick thing. I'm gonna do this in VR chat mode using the VRC what do you call this SDK. I'm gonna present what we're gonna be doing today, and then we're actually gonna get into the animating and coding. So you're always gonna be learning about an animation controller, Animator. So there's two things. It's animation and animator, and then we're going to do the coding, which is the Udon graph programming asset. Oh, so hopefully you have been enjoying the lesson so far. Now, if you want more VOD content, I will be considering that as well. But I want to show it live so that you guys can see in real time how it's done. All right, so here is the VRChat equivalent to what we are learning today. Now, do keep in mind there are delays and animations right now. The way that I set this up, there is a little bit of a delay, but that's okay because we're going to try to fix it another time. So what we have here is a door that is open, but if you click it, the door will close. Open, close, open, close. And as you guys can see, we have a new room, although this is not technically part of the tutorial, more to showcase I'm going to change the rooms a little bit. All right, so that's what we're learning today. And also, I have a little treat later on at the end. So let's get into how animations work and what we're animating today. Today, let's present a door from the apartment kit. Let me go to, there we go. We're going to learn how to animate a random door. So drag a random door from your asset, any door, or if you would like to make a cube, use the Pro Builder, new shape. We're gonna make a door like that. Now I'm gonna use an actual door to the animations, but if you want to use a cube just to learn it, it's the same concept. All right, but make sure you have your door. Um, I'm gonna change my door though. I'm gonna change the door. Let's do this one. You have this door. You have a door prefab, and when you rotate it, you see, oh, did not want to do that. You rotate like something like that, right? So yeah, I'm gonna copy my door. I'm gonna copy my door and I'm gonna remove the programming part so that we can go into it. So a door like this one has two objects attached. You have the door itself, and inside of that you have the handle. We're gonna be focusing more on the door because you can rotate this like this. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be doing today. Although I do not like how the frame is not um rotating there. Okay, so let's see how we get started here. So in your door object, what we're gonna do first is we're gonna open up the animation tab. I'm gonna put this over here so that we can look at it. It's on the bottom here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to remove my animations here just so that we can do it all together. I'm gonna remove my udon behavior for the moment. Gonna remove that so that we can do this um carefully here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is on this door 001 object, we are going to create an animation clip. If you want to find this window, go to um go to create animation. Okay. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna create an animation clip. We're gonna call this uh let's put this under my I made a folder for animations. Let's make an animation here. We're gonna call this um door open. And it says a door open one because I already have a door open. We're going to click on door open and we are going to make a clip. We're going to go ahead and create on the door object, create clip. We're going to call this door open one. As you can see here, now we have the animation clip track. All right. When you have the animation clip track, you have the object and you have the animation. Now, what we want to do is we want to open the door. I'm going to try to move it a little bit more this way. I wonder if it's the reason. I'm going to remove the I'm going to remove the frame. I'm going to we're going to try to open it the way it's supposed to open. Oh, I think I see why. Okay. So you wanted to open like this, right? So we're going to practice it. Hold control and pick a segment, which is going to be usually green. Okay. Actually, let's animate something that I have not animated yet because if I do that, it's going to look weird. So we're going to instead animate this drawer. The good news is with this drawer, I actually have a thing we can do, but it's still beginning the same process. Let me see what we got here. Drawers, top drawer actually has an animator. We can remove that. and then we're gonna remove this so that we can do it by ourselves. We're gonna do the top drawer. The idea is to pull it out this way. All right. We're gonna reset the position. We're gonna create our animation clip now. Drawer, open. Now, each frame we are going to animate by recording a clip. And the way we do that is press this button. When we do that, we're going to drag, hold control, drag one, and then we're going to go into the animation tab. On frame 5, we're going to record another one like this, and then on frame 10, we're going to do this. So now the drawer is out. We're going to stop recording. We're going to play it. So as you can see, it is fast because frames. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold drag and put it to later on so that it's not too fast. Like this. We're going to play it again. Actually, that's still a little fast. So I'm gonna drag these again another free frame. You see how it opens? Actually, or let me see this frame. Oh, wait, this would be over here. Hold up. Frame one be this. Let's try it. See, try not to go too perfect because we're just coding stuff today. As you can see, it is open. The drawer is now open at frame number 105, 109. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to now close the drawer. What we're going to do is go here and we're going to create a new clip, drawer, close is our name. What we're going to do is we're going to start where the drawer is open. We're going to record. We're going to start open and then we're going to go back. And then go back and then go back again. Go back another segment. I'm doing this every 5. So we're going to save it and then we're going to play it. We're going to step through each frame to see if we like it. So here is what's going to happen when you close it. As you can see, we start here, we end where it's closed. Well, kind of. So that is how you close it. All right. Now that we have our clip, we are not done yet. That's just to draw your attention to the animation. But we're not done yet. That is because we still need to code it, but we need to understand the the controller. So here is what we have for the controller. So what exactly do we need to do here? Well, here's what we need to do. Let me show you an example from the door, the one that we have. So if we take a look at the door, we look at this door, but even if it is the other house, not as in this one. If we look at the door itself, we have a controller animator, and we're gonna examine that so that we can draw your attention to animator. There we go. So what we need to do is we're going to go from entry. We're going to make a transition from door closed to door open. As you guys can see here, that is what we're going to be doing with our animator for the drawer. So when we go back to the scene and we go to this drawer, so when we have our thing on, what we need to do is we're going to go from drawer closed to drawer open. And what we need to do is right click and we're going to make a transition to drawer open, and then from drawer open, make transition to drawer close. So now that we have this, when we when we see our object, we're gonna see it open, close, open, close. The next thing we need to do is we are gonna start the game or the scene with the drawer close, and to do that, we need to right click on drawer close, set as layer default, set default layer. This means that when we start, it will be closed. We will also need to go to, let me look at one thing here. Yes, we need to click on this. We need to make sure conditions of this we're gonna have something else. We go to parameters and we're gonna go to plus sign. We're going to make a bool, and we're gonna call this is drawer um open, and then we're going to call it after the drawer is open is false. And then here on the other one, we're going to make a bool. Actually, we don't need to make a bool. Okay, so we're good there. This is going to transition. Now to test this, we're going to go inside of a testing so we can take a look at what we are dealing with here. Now keep in mind, it's going to keep opening and closing because we don't have a controller yet. The script we're going to make later is going to be your controller because we're going to toggle between open and close. So we need to test this out. And to do that, we are going to be using VRChat SDK, and we're going to build and test. Now, keep in mind, if you do not like your animation, don't forget to change it. The reason why we're doing it this way is so that it's easier to digest and play with and to tutorialize, especially if you're new to this kind of tutorial. I will be doing this again, but I'm gonna be doing this in VOD format next week because we do have a brand new streaming schedule concerning our new platform Kick. So do check that out. So if you see the drawer open, close, it's because we have not done a controller yet. And as you can see, our drawer is animating, except it's not open, it's not, it doesn't have a button yet, or is not toggleable. That's because we have not officially done a script yet, for the animation. So this is what happens when you do not have the script yet. And I'm about to present the script. So here is what we're gonna be doing. So now that I showed you the animation portion, now we're gonna code. Okay, so now I want to draw your attention to my code here, to the code here. I'm gonna show you the one for door open script, because it's going to be the exact same concept. So here's the udon graph program asset, but we're gonna do a new one. We're gonna create VRChat udon udon graph programming asset, but we're gonna call this drawer open script. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna redo this, but with the drawer, although I'm gonna copy what we're about to see. So let's examine the door open script so that you guys can understand what we're about to do with the drawer. So there's two parts to this. There's actually two parts to this. The first part is shown here, and we are going to be doing we need two variables. The first variable is an animator and target anim for short, and we also need a bool called is open. And the reason we need this is because when we press a button, when we press the drawer, the top drawer, the idea is to set the animator to go to the other way, to go to open, and from open to close the button. So is open change. So what we're going to be doing here is open. Does the change? Does the state change? We're going to connect that to animator set bool, and we're gonna and our bool is open. The value of that is coming from is open bool. Then we need a target anim, which is our animator variable. We're going to connect that to an instance of set a bool, and the name of our bool is open. For our drawer, it's going to be is drawer open. So that's for this part. We also have an event start node, and the objective of this node is to say, hey, when the game starts, start in this state. Okay, that's what this is showing us. The second part of the script is over here, where we have a event interact. This is the toggle portion. This is the toggleable portion of our script. So we have the is open bool, then we got the set is open, and then the unary negation. Please note, I do not make these names up. That is VRChat logic here. So we're gonna say our bool is open. We're going to pass through a a bool of unary negation. Then we're going to interact with set object, and we're gonna set is open to open true. Also, we need to have the check then change. Then this is what's going to happen there. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to copy everything you see here for our drawer script. The reason for that is so that it's easier to change and copy. But we will need to change the variable names since this is coming from the door. So we're going to open the one for the um for the drawer now. We're going to paste what we just had. We're going to change the name of the variable. So we're going to call this is a drawer open. Oh, and by the way, make sure your naming convention is up to snuff, because your a higher case, the uppercase needs to be the first letter of each word except for is. That's usually programming 101 kind of deal. So as you guys can see here, we just changed the name of the drawer is drawer open. Unary negation, that is the exact same concept. The only difference is we're interacting with a different object. And then we want to make sure it's over also here. And we're going to call this is drawer open. Make sure the I in is going to be lowercase. Save it. Then we're going to go to our scene. We're going to check our drawer, and we're going to make a new component, udon behavior. We already made the udon graph programming asset. So all we have to do is drag our drawer open script, and we're going to see two things that we need to do. You're going to see two public variables. Don't forget to make the variables public, otherwise it will not work. The first thing you're going to notice is public variable is drawer open is unchecked. That means when we've checked this, the drawer will be open automatically when we start. The target anim, the target anim is the one that we just made. So I believe it is for the drawer. Let me find this one. Here we go. So the target anim is going to be the drawer script here. As our object with the thing here like this. You drag the drawer to the target anim. We're going to we're going to try it now with the VRChat SDK. The next lesson next week is we're going to go back to objects, but we are going to be learning how to do a respawn object. So this week and last week we spent our time spawning objects. We have not talked about respawning objects. So the respawn object is when, if you, let's just say for example, your object like a baseball went out of bounds. And when I say out of bounds, I mean like you dropped it like where the world ends. And unfortunately, if you do not have a respawn logic yet, you're never getting that ball back unless you have a spawner. So that's what we're going to learning next week. So let's go back to our house, and we're going to see that the drawer is still. Let me look at something. Let me let me see a little something here. I think I messed up the script a little bit. Let me see what we got on the script here. Oh wait, that's why. Wait, that's why. Hold up. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay, I made the same mistake too. Go to your animations. Make sure your loop time is unchecked. Uncheck that. And the reason for that is because if you don't uncheck it, it's always going to loop. And we're always going to go back in here. We're going to go from door close to drawer close to drawer open if drawer open is false. We're also going to add a setting where the, the interruption source is the next state. Going back the other way, this way, interruption source next state, and then we're also going to make sure that the condition here is drawer open is true. The reason for that is the boolean. So we're going to try that again. Okay? We're going to make sure everything is up to snuff, if you will. So the animating part is the easy part. The hard part is the actual scripting and the controller because you need to tell them, "Hey, I press this button, animate this for me." That's what the script is for, as well as the animator. So that is the animation controller, and then the script is the one that you press a button, and then the controller the button will tell the controller, this guy, to make the animation possible for you. That is the idea here. And if you have any questions either during this lesson or when we go to VOD, feel free to comment on the video. Okay, so as you guys can see here, the drawer is still open. I believe I forgot to add a box collider. Yeah, I had a feeling I need a box collider. Hold up. Let me actually add that first. So let me go back to my scene, see what's going on here. Okay. We do not have a box collider at any point. And I believe my door does have a box collider. Yeah, it's automatic. The drawer itself does not have a box collider. We look at it. Okay, that's why. We don't have a box collider. Box collider 3D. Let's try it. And I'm gonna make sure the actual animator controller is correct as well. So the reason why it was going back and forth and it's on a loop is because we forgot to turn off loop time. Don't forget to turn off loop time if you're trying to test it. Otherwise, it will not work. Okay, here we go. Please be good. You might be wondering, we copied and pasted for toggling objects. Why can we not take po, po, pub, tep, why can we not copy and paste for animation? It's because a door animates differently than a toggle object. Because if we toggle objects, it's that one object, but it's its own physics and its own thing. But with a door, you animate a door because you want to open the door. Throwing the ball has is dealing with physics. There we go. So as you can see, now we fixed the toggle. We have the toggle. So you see the blue outline? Now it's getting close. But we need to fix a little something here. Because as you guys saw, it's not doing what we want. So we need to take a look at the controller again. So let's make sure. Let's go back to the door one. I'm gonna remove this one because we don't need that. Let's check to make sure the door is always the same as the okay. So we're gonna make sure that everything is up to snuff here. Okay. So it's the same thing. Either we just impacted the bool wrong, or let me look at the script because sometimes the script can tell a little bit. Let's look at the scripty. Is drawer open? Yes. Let me look at this part. Let me see my door one. Yeah, the door and scripting one and the drawer looks the same. Actually, I want to test something. I want to test one little thing. What if I copy and pasted the door with the at least the controller part? Let's take a look at that. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go back to my scene. I'm going to go to that drawer. I'm going to change my programming asset. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, I'm gonna try something out. Remember, there is also a time to experiment with stuff. Because remember, we're not perfect here. So the udon graph programming asset is we're going to go to the door open one, but the drawer but the target animation is gonna be the drawer. So let's actually try that. If I was right about if I was wrong about copy and pasting, wow, okay, I I got caught there. But let's see what happens if we do the door one, and if let's see if it actually makes a difference. Now, next week is Object Week again, but we're going to be talking about respawning objects. Yeah, let's see what happens. And at the end, we have a little treat for you, no matter what happens. Oh wait, I know. I think I know why. I know what's going on here. I did not set the right timing for this. That's what's going on here. Okay, let's go back to our animator. So, animator. Let's go back to the animator if we can find it. Here we go. We're gonna find our animator controller. Then what I want to look at is door one. So I can inspect something here. Okay, there's the exit time. Oh, okay. Hold up. Let me see this one. Oh, exit time. Let's look at the. Okay, we're gonna try it. Was that the reason why, or is one of the bulls um off? Let's see. Oh wait a second. I think I know why. I know what's going on. Okay, vector. Let's go from open to close. Close to open. Check the door. Oh, because I put on current state for the door. and I don't have an exit time on that. Okay, let's try this again. Remember, learning, teaching, a lot of experimental. We learn from it. Okay, it's still loading. So yeah, it took me a while to learn how to start animating stuff. Just don't forget to have a controller, animator controller. Oh, I wonder if the reason why is a toggle. That might be it. That might be it. See the script again. Checking our scripting because that might be telling the story. Door open. Let's see. I need to check this here. At least open the door. Let's see. Event start. Okay, it's open. Let me see the trigger one. Okay, check the drawer one. I want to make sure of some. Okay, let me see the other one. I wonder if the name is wrong. Let me see. Drawer open. Hold on. I want to make sure of something here. Okay, nice. Oh, because remember, we. Oh, I need to set this up. Um. Oh, because we changed the thing, the programming asset. That's what's going on. We changed programming asset to the door. I forgot to change it back to the drawer. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, door open, and then the target item is this. Yeah, let's try it. Remember, we're always experimenting with stuff here too. So now at least we got through the big one, the animator. It was hard for me to understand at first. I think you can also do this with a button, but I do it with objects so that it's easier to understand it. I will tell you, I will redo this again because I will tell you this is only going to be available if you do it solo. As in, like, it's not networked. I did not do this global as a global thing. I only did it as a local. Okay, I wanna try something out. I think I think I messed up the bowl. Hold up. Yep, I think I messed up the bowl. Because let me look at my animator for the door. Oh yeah, going the other way. Going this way is false. Is open is false. This one is true. And then the drawer going this way is false. Actually, hold on. Drawer closed. Yeah, is open is false. Open is true. And then let me see the toggle. Let's try it again. Something down. Remember, we're still learning here as well. So once I get a better handle on it, we can do another video next week. But for next week, we are going to be doing spawning objects, respawning objects. In the event that an object falls out of bounds, we need to do that because in the event that you did not put a object spawner, the object respawner will be allowing you to get another object to respawn said object. Especially if you don't have a object respawner or an object spawner. So that's for next week. It's all about objects again. But we're gonna be doing those as VODs. We're gonna do this one more try. If I can get it, I'm gonna redo my script. Oh wait, that's why. Did I not save it? Oh wait, hold on. Let me go back to my object. Because I think I put, yeah, I forgot I turned it on. It is open on. Start animating something small first before you do something like this. At least learn the animation portion so that you understand what animators animation do. And you can do this, and the way that this is useful is if you're going to be doing like an obstacle course, because you animate stuff in an obstacle course, right? So when you animate stuff, um, you can do that for an obstacle course, like especially if you play golf. Okay. Oh, let's see it. Oh no, we got it. We got it. Except it's not wanting to come back. So once you close it, that's it. So we got the toggle right. We actually got the toggle right, but we can't open it again. I need to see what's going on with that. And I think I know why. So let me go back to um when it opened, when it's closed. Let me look at something here. I need to look at one thing, one big thing here. Let's play it. I need to go back to record it again. I think. Let me look at this again, especially when it's closed. So it starts there. Yeah, you see? Okay. Okay, so we need to move that frame up here. Okay, right that. Okay, now let's try it. Because what it needs to do, it needs to open and close. So we got the closing part, we don't have the open part. We have about 5 minutes left before I start getting ready for the kick stream later tonight at 9:30. I may do face cam because that's what everybody wants on kick, and it will be my first official stream on kick where it's not a test. Because tomorrow we're gonna be doing Fortnite 9:30, and we're gonna be on Facebook, and it's a kick stream. So that's what and I'm going using Meld video on that one. There it is. Yep, we got it to work. The reason why it was not working earlier, because if you forget to the box collider, now you might be wondering, hey, that's cheating though, right? But remember, you have to have a box collider in order to open stuff like this. Because if the box collider is behind an object that you cannot see, you cannot activate it. So you see how over here I can't activate it unless I aim down. There's your open door close. And remember, you have you can even put something in here. Let's actually put a baseball. Let's put some objects. Let's add. Let's go to my assets. Let's go to baseball bat. A baseball bat. What do I want to put in a drawer? There we go. Let's do bat. Actually, let's do magical stuff. You think I don't like that. Here we go. I'm just gonna do this just for fun. I'm going to put a tennis ball in this drawer. Now, keep in mind, I'm not gonna texture it or anything. My goal is to show you guys you can put stuff in here. I'm gonna put a box collider. I'm going to reduce it. I'm gonna put a VRC pickup. Oops. Um, VRC pickup, and I'm going to add a VRC object sync. Yes. Okay. Nice. Then for the tennis ball, it's pickupable, and then we are going to go ahead and play. We're gonna go ahead and play. We're not going to get the tennis ball until we open it. Open the drawer, but we're going to close the drawer first to see what happens. How does the tennis ball react to the closing of the drawer? Because we know in real life, when you open a drawer and you close the drawer, the ball is going to move. And I can tell I already forgot to add physics. So when the ball, when you close the drawer, the ball is going to move a little bit. And when you open the drawer, the ball is going to move with based on your force. So let's take a look at the drawer here. So, ooh, that ball is, where is that ball? Okay. Oh, the ball went on way over here. I did not mean it to go way over there. I need to pick a new object. But yeah, I'm gonna try something else before we go. Let me do a baseball bat. Forget the ball. Uh-uh. I'm gonna do a baseball bat. I'm going to shrink it to where it fits inside of the drawer. Now remember, it has a box collider inside, I think. I need to make I may need to inspect this at a box collider VRC object sync, VRC pickup, and we need a box collider because we need to pick it up, and then we need to tilt it in a way that it's inside of the drawer, and we need to make sure that it's actually inside. Then I'm going to add in my box collider material, I'm going to say ball, but I'm going to change my material ball. Believe I put under custom material. Yes, I'm going to say bounciness is 0, just for the sake of not doing anything. And then we're going to go ahead and build it. Let's see how the baseball at bat reacts to when the drawer closes, and then we're going to try to open the drawer. Now we know the toggle works for the drawer, but let's see what happens to the bat. That's our goal here, and then we can call it a lesson because this will teach us what can we add inside of a drawer. Now, obviously, the basic one we can add is an Easter egg. Like, let's just say Easter egg for the channel, like a Mario figurine. Why? Because my channel, guys like Mario on my channel. So that's another thing you can do, for example. So let's see. The baseball bat is way down here. Okay, so let's see if we can put it inside. Oh, no wonder why. It's not okay. I know what's going on here. The box collider extends all the way up. Okay. It's still gonna drop though. It's just not gonna drop inside. And the reason for not dropping inside is because the box collider of the drawer is a little bit too much. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add two box collider. The first one is specifically to open the drawer, and the second one is to make sure on the bottom the bat can be placed there. That means I'm going up the baseball bat here, and let's see what happens when we do that. I know this is long, but when you want to play with things, when you play with experiments and you play with objects, and when you play with physics, you feel more intended to play with them. Now, I want to draw your attention to the fact that we did not add bounciness to the bat, to the ball. Well, to the bat because of the ball object. But I'm going to change the bounciness back to 1. Because when you drop the baseball bat, you don't expect it to bounce, not as much as a ball. I will tell you, I'm going to publish this world as a something else. I can't tell you what yet though. And the bat is gone. I wonder why. Oh, wait, I just saw it. I think I know what's going on here. Let me see if we can put it inside. Kind of. I think I put the box collider in the wrong spot because I don't see it inside, but it says it's inside because of the box collider. But yeah, that's how you animate things today. And that's today's lesson. If you guys have any questions about animators, controllers, or the scripting, make sure you guys check it out. I will be doing this lesson again on the Yuki's Classroom channel. But it's time for me to kick it, as in get ready for our kick stream tonight, 9:30. So yeah, enjoy. Hopefully, you guys learned something today, and we'll see you guys at tonight on Kick at 9:30. Tomorrow will be on Kick and Facebook. Saturday will be on. We'll see what I'm gonna be doing. Sunday we have our chill game. Monday we start the whole Kick, Facebook, YouTube material. All right. Enjoy and happy creating.